Sabbath offerings. On the Sabbath day, make an offering of 2 lambs a year old without defect, together with its drink offering and a grain offering of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. This is the burnt offering for every Sabbath, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. Monthly offerings. On the first of every month, present to the Lord a burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With each bull there is to be a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, with the ram a grain offering of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, and with each lamb a grain offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. This is for a burnt offering, a pleasing aroma, an offering made to the Lord by fire. With each bull there is to be a drink offering of half a hin of wine, with the ram a third of a hin, and with each lamb a quarter of a hin. This is the monthly burnt offering to be made at each new moon during the year. Besides the regular burnt offering, and with its drink offering, 1 male goat is to be presented to the Lord as a sin offering. And so these were, again, going over additional offerings to the Lord, the Sabbath offering and the monthly offering that the priests were to do. The Passover. On the 14th day of the first month, the Lord's Passover is to be held. On the 15th day of this month, there is to be a festival. For 7 days, eat bread made without yeast. On the first day, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. Present to the Lord an offering made by fire, a burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With each bull, prepare a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, with the ram 2/10, and with each of the 7 lambs 1/10. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Prepare these in addition to the regular morning burnt offering. In this way, prepare the food for the offering made by fire every day for 7 days as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. It is to be prepared in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. On the 7th day, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. So in a previous Bible study, we did go over the Passover. So again, they're repeating a lot of the information about the Passover and the importance of the Passover, including the unleavened bread. So if you may have a question about that unleavened bread, it's because it was bread made without yeast, because the Lord had told Egypt to be ready, and he wanted them to eat and be ready. And there wasn't enough time for someone to prepare bread normally with leaven to have it rise and then bake it. So they were instructed to have unleavened bread because they were about to leave and they needed to leave in haste. Feast of Weeks. On the day of first fruits, when you present to the Lord an offering of new grain during the Feast of Weeks, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. Present a burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. With each bull there is to be a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With the ram 2/10, and with each of the 7 lambs 1/10. Include 1 male goat to make atonement for you. Prepare these together with their drink offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering. Be sure the animals are without defect. Several things here. Again, it was very important that the best of the best was given to the Lord. Remember, the Lord provided. The Lord provided for Israel, and they were to give the best back to him. The best of the best back to him. It was just a way of showing gratitude and thankfulness because the Lord was already providing for them fully. And so these are the offerings that they were to be made. Now, again, we're back in the Old Testament during the law. And so during this time, as representation of sin and giving thanks to the Lord and being in his presence, these offerings were to be made. There were the different types of offerings that we went over in previous Bible studies. the fellowship offering and sin offering, just to name a few. And there were also festivals that were to happen. And this is just in remembrance of different things, whether it be the Passover or just having abundance, being filled with joy and having abundance and praising the Lord for the abundance that the Lord has provided by following the rules and the law. And so we'll see just how well Israel continues on with these practices and continues on with the law and rule. For those of us who've read the Bible and those people who know, this is a prime example as why we needed Jesus, because there wasn't enough. It wasn't sufficient. Because of how we are, unfortunately, when it comes to sin, it wasn't sufficient. There was not enough offerings, so there needed to be one ultimate offering, and that being Jesus. So with these festivals, what things can you think of that are done today? I know people that celebrate Purim. So Purim happened recently, and that had to deal with Hadassah or Esther, as you may know. There's one movie in particular that I have seen in reference to the Book of Esther, and that was One Night with the King, and that was an interesting movie. It was an interesting take on how someone believed situations and things happen during that time frame, that historic time frame, and from the Bible, and so they had some very creative ways of showing that. There are all kinds of movies and all kinds of plays and shows that take from the Bible, take stories and take not just stories but facts from the Bible, historical facts from the Bible, and people get creative and show different types of thoughts or feelings or different ways that they believe that they would see how things would play out in the Bible. There's also you have Easter as a holiday. You have different, all kinds of different things throughout the year that are festivals. Christmas, of course, Thanksgiving, just to name a few. But are there other practices? Are there other things that you can think of or name that you know of that are special or in particular to a festival? One thing that happens, there are community festivals. There are community festivals or neighborhood festivals, block parties, etc., church festivals. There's all kinds of different festivals. What kind of thoughts or feelings do you have? Or what kind of ideas come to mind when we read about this? How does it make you feel? And what does it make you think?